everyone, and welcome to a new video. We are wrapping up the group readings for this week. So with this video we have NewJeans. Let's figure out what predictions we have for them. There's going to be 3 questions in this one: their current energy, group predictions, individual predictions, and then advice and healing towards the end of this video. With all of that said, let's just jump into their current energy. How is NewJeans currently doing? So you have the 3 of Cups. Seems like right now they're just enjoying their time together. They're having fun. With the 3 of Cups, we have celebration. We have friends having fun, drinking. I don't think the girls are necessarily drinking, but in this case, as a depiction that this card has, meaning that right now the girls are just celebrating their achievements. They're just enjoying their time performing and doing as they're doing with their job, or having a good bonding experience with each other. They're getting along. They're, I guess, celebrating all of the accomplishments they have had so far, and they're just enjoying their time right now. They're emotionally having fun. Now we have the Queen of Wands. So with the Queen of Wands, there is creativity, confidence, and an air of creativity. Seems like right now the girls are just taking action and guiding themselves with just the pure intent of having fun and enjoying their time. So maybe that's the goal that they have right now as a group. They're just trying to make sure that they make the best out of the experience that they have. And it seems like the group is trying their best to just enjoy the fruits of their labor. They're trying to have fun with the music that they're doing, with the music videos they're recording. They're trying to just enjoy their time as artists, and they're trying to do their best to gain as much skills to be confident and taking action towards being more optimistic, again, confident, and being a bit more joyful with what they're doing. So with this Queen of Wands, it tells me that many of them are pretty confident with what they're doing, and they're pretty happy with the work that they're doing, and many of them are just trying to take it easy and allow the inspiration to come through and the motivation to come through. Here we have Leo energy. So I think many of them have a very fixed mentality of what they want to do in their career or what they're doing right now, because Leo is a fixed sign. So that tells me that whatever idea they have in their mind, they're going to stick to it. They're not really going to change or be influenced by others. And it seems like right now the mentality that they want to have is to enjoy their youth, be happy with what they're doing, and continue down that path. Now the last card that we have for the current energy is the 10 of Cups reversed. So despite trying to have a very positive mentality and being like the huge emphasis of the reading right now, it feels like they're pretty aware that there's still a lot of things that they have to do, or there's still quite a path to reach the happily ever after they all are aiming for individually and as a group. We have the 10 of Cups reversed. So the 10 of Cups is usually the happily ever after, or the end of a cycle that brings a very satisfying and emotional fulfillment. But with it being reversed, I do feel that many of them are still working towards that. Many of them are maybe working towards thinking of visualizing how this happy ending could be, or trying to figure out how it will look like or how to get there. So the whole point is that they haven't reached that happily ever after. They haven't really reached this point where they've gotten to whatever goal they have in mind. But with these cups, it tells me that many of them guide themselves a lot by their heart, by their emotions, or they're so young they haven't really reached a point of how to practically get there. So they're just following their heart and being very loyal to that. Now let's jump on to the second question, which is what is in store for NewJeans' career in 2023? So this is full moon in Gemini with embrace the flow of life, and we have last quarter moon in Scorpio with reveal what needs to be seen. So I haven't really seen this one in a very long time or at all, which is a full moon in Gemini, embrace the flow of life. It really feels that all of them are already with this mentality, and they are trying to just go with the flow and just take on whatever missions they have, whatever life throws at them. They're just going with it. You know, they're rolling with the punches. They're learning, improving, and just doing their routine, whatever their job is. So in 2023, they're going to continue with that mentality of we don't really know where we're going for or what we're doing, but we're just doing our daily routine and going with it and see where that takes us. So right now they don't really have a certain goal, which makes sense. They're still a rookie group, so they don't really know the ins and outs of how to make this business work. Right now they're still in the learning process and the very I guess, limited way of doing their job, right? They're just doing what they're told, basically. So with this full moon in Gemini, it also feels like the group in 2023, they're gonna get a bunch of ideas, a bunch of new information. They're going to be learning a lot this year of how the industry works and how they want their goals to look like and maybe how to get there. And it seems like many of them are already in this stage where they're just, I guess, doing as they're told and doing whatever job they have to do to be part of this industry and all of those things. It doesn't seem like many of them are bothered by it, because many of them are still kind of like lost sheep, trying to figure out what is going on and what's happening. And I think with time they'll be able to make their own decisions and think their own way. But for now, they're just kind of going with whatever schedules they have. Now, the other card that we have with the full moon in Gemini, we have the last quarter moon in Scorpio with reveal what needs to be seen. So with this card, I do feel that many of them are still trying to figure out what it is that they want out of their career and what their goals are. Like, I have a feeling that many of them haven't really reached past the I want to be on stage. I do feel that some of them are slowly trying to figure out who they are as individuals and what they will like for their own goals to be, and then that could actually kind of help them get an idea of what skills they need and what knowledge they need to get there. So I do feel that many of them could do some spiritual work, but this is not the heavy type of spiritual work of shadow work, basically. No, this is more along the lines of what are their goals, what is it that they want as individuals, what are their priorities, what skills that they want to improve on. So with this Scorpio card, is just kind of trying to understand themselves a bit better and trying to get a better idea of who they are as people and what that looks like within the industry that they're currently in. So I think as a group, they're all just trying to figure out their bearings and trying to get a better idea of what the industry means to them and what role it will play in their lives. Now, let's jump into the individual predictions. So I don't necessarily think they're going to get a lot of individual schedules since they're still a pretty new group. However, I do want to take out a card for each one of them to get an idea of what they could feel or what they could encounter individually for this year. With that being said, let's jump into the first person, which apparently is Minji. So I actually don't really know their names and I haven't really put names to faces yet, so we're going purely with energy here. So what is in store for Minji in 2023? We have faith. So I don't know if she's necessarily the leader since she's the oldest one, since I know there's some groups that that's not the case, but I'm assuming she is. So with this faith card, it feels like right now she will be working on trying to trust that things are going to work out and trying to trust that things are happening for a reason and going down that path of letting go of control and allowing things to just flow, which is the main theme with this card right here. So with the faith card, it really feels like right now she's going to be learning how to not put too much, I guess, responsibilities and being burdened by them, but allowing things to just kind of happen, allowing other people to do their job and having faith and trust that everything's going to work out and she doesn't have to take care of everything and handle everything. I don't really know what type of person she is, but if that's the type of person that likes to make sure that everything's okay, well, it seems like this year she's going to be learning how to allow other people to do their own thing and not be bothered by the work that other people should be doing. Unless she doesn't have to take care of other people's work, that she can just do her own thing and she can trust that other people will do theirs. And also with this imagery, there's just this reinforcement that she's protected, that she's taken care of, and that she doesn't have to worry about that. She'll be guided on the right path, meet the right people, and that she will be safe throughout that whole process. So there's nothing to worry about in that sense. Next, what is in store for Honey? So we have rejection, trust, and disruption. So with her is a little bit similar with the main theme that the group has had, which is go with the flow. With a rejection and disruption together, they both have a very similar feeling. It's kind of, so with the rejection, it's things not working out. Maybe opportunities don't pan out. People do not want to either work with her or stuff like that. I mean, she may feel rejected somehow, but in reality, it's just a blessing in disguise. It is like the universe is trying to make sure that she is not dealing with situations that are unnecessary, that are not going to benefit her in any way, shape, or form. It's like rejection could be that if something doesn't work out, it's for a reason. And that idea is very similar to the disruption card. The disruption card is when there's a divine detour of sorts. So again, a project doesn't work out, maybe scheduling is not, I guess, in her favor. Like if there's something she really wanted to do, all of a sudden it can't happen because she's too busy doing these other things. And those are like blessings in disguise, right? Like in this case, this trust card is kind of saying if things don't work out, it's for a reason and she has nothing to worry about. It's kind of like she dodged a bullet, or she doesn't have to deal with these people or deal with these unnecessary projects, or you know, life is making sure that they're deviating whatever's unnecessary for her to deal with this year. And this trust card is kind of saying, you know, trust that if things are not working out, it's for a reason and it's for a good one. Like she doesn't have to feel bad or worry that things are, like she doesn't have to think like, oh man, I'm so unlucky, none of these projects are panning out for me. It's for a reason. Life wants to make sure that there's room and energy for something better out there for her, and they're kind of protecting her little heart and making sure that she doesn't encounter unnecessary situations and people that are not going to benefit her in any way, shape, or form. And when I mean benefit, I mean people that don't have the best interest in her or are not really interested in respecting her as an individual, as a person. So those kind of things that is like, you're not going to learn from this person because this person has nothing to offer to you, type of thing. So yeah, with this card, it feels like in 2023, she will have to learn to go with the flow. Things that she may have planned for herself are not going to pan out or are not going to work the way that she expects them. There will be a lot of times that she will have to adapt and adjust. So she will have to be very flexible this year. And I don't really know how happy she's going to be with that. I don't know how flexible she is, but she will kind of have to just go with the flow, as that seems to be the theme for the group anyway. What's in store for Danielle this year? Oh, I thought a card fell. We have love and sweetness. So it seems like this year is going to be pretty good for her. She's going to feel like she's taken care of, that she's loved, that there's a good support system for her. Things are going to go smoothly, or at least she's going to feel very confident of what she's doing, or she's going to go through a situation where she will notice that there are people out there that genuinely care for her and sincerely want the best for her. There's 2 hearts right here, so I do feel like she's going to be very emotional this year, or she will be so loved that it will bring her to tears almost, to see how much support there is and how much love there is for her as an individual. With this love and sweetness, I do feel that she will encounter a lot of blessings from the people that really care about her. So it could be opportunities from people that genuinely want the best for her, or she will encounter, how should I put it, teachers. And I don't necessarily mean like super old people. What I mean here is like people out there that are meant to help her learn about herself or about the industry or about the path ahead. She's going to meet a lot of people that I guess will have her back in this year and that will want her to grow as a person and as a artist, I guess. That's the best way I can put it. Now let's see. Hating. Okay, so what's in store for Hating's career? We have pain, and I think the card that almost flipped out was anxiety. Yeah, it could have been that one. It was one of the yellow ones, so it could be anxiety or determination. So with the pain card, it feels like for her, for Hating, it's going to be a very difficult year. I do feel like she may be adapting this year in such a way that is going to be very difficult. She may be facing a challenge where she's very motivated and passionate about something, but then it kind of backfires or it doesn't work out the way that she was expecting it, and that will bring her some pain. But again, with all of that, it's a learning experience, it's part of her growth. And the fact that determined or anxiety was going to come up tells me that this pain is a mixture of being doubtful and worried and afraid of whatever she's going for, but at the same time being determined that she can go through with it and make things work out. So I think this clashing energies that she has that are almost opposing is something that brings her a lot of pain, and she will have to work through that to be able to overcome those challenges and those difficulties if she wants to continue moving forward. So with the imagery of the pain card right here, it feels like she's going to have a lot of ups and downs and a lot of challenges, you know, very high highs and very low lows, which is a definition of when times are difficult, they're super difficult, and when things are going well, they're going super well. So it's a world of extremes in this case for her year. Also, as I was mentioning with the anxiety card, I do feel that she's going to feel this sense of being very doubtful that things are going to work out, but her determination pushes her to move forward past that fear, and that clashing energy is what will bring her constant pain this year. So maybe things don't really work out that way that she expects them, or that inner conflict that she has is going to be the main focus or the main challenge for her this year. I'm not 100% sure how this could manifest in her career, because it feels like it's more of an internal issue more than anything. Okay, so let's go on with the last person, which is Hyun. What is in store for her career 2023? We have Ghost. So she's gonna feel pretty invisible this year, or she's going to have some challenges. I mean, she's young, so I do feel that she may feel like she's not being seen in the group, or she may feel like she's competing for the spotlight. With this Ghost card, it definitely feels more along the lines of feeling like she's left behind, or she's left in the shadows, or people don't see her work and don't acknowledge her somehow. Now, with this Ghost card, the reason she could feel like that, it could be because of something that happened in the past, or something that has bothered her for a very long time, because the Ghost card talks about ghosts from the past, right? Issues and conflicts that are coming back to the present. So this feeling that she has of feeling like she is not in the spotlight, or feeling that she's ignored or put in the back burner of sorts, is something that she has always felt, and it just keeps coming back to her. So I do feel that this is just her own issues, in the sense of like, this is something that she came to learn and to heal in this lifetime. So yeah, with this Ghost card, she definitely feels like she's just kind of there. She doesn't feel that present in her 3D life right now. She feels like she's put aside constantly, and I don't really know how you guys see this. I don't know how you guys view her within the group, or what you guys have seen that could maybe go with this or not go with it. But yeah, it feels like in 2023 she's going to feel more like an afterthought in the group, or maybe management will make her feel like she's not necessary or needed. I'm not 100% sure why that's the case, or yeah, I don't really know why that's the case. But yeah, it seems like in this year that's gonna be how she feels. Just not present, not needed, or just put to the side. Now let's go on to the last question, which is any advice or healing for the group for this year. Wait. So we have Full Moon in Pisces with Forgive. We have First Quarter Moon in Libra with Keep Your Heart Open. And the card that was kind of sticking out is a Full Moon in Libra with Find Balance. So with the Pisces and Libra energy that we have right here, it made me think of how someone mentioned once that Libras and Pisces understand each other very well because they tend to be okay with living in a fantasy, or not wanting to see the reality of something, because both can be pretty non-confrontational. I do feel that bringing this up is kind of like the healing or the advice for the girls is to be more present, or to be aware of their imagination. I'm not too sure. Okay, we'll see. So the first card that came out was Full Moon in Pisces with Forgive. So there's this sense of having to forgive their lack or their shortcomings, not because they actually lack something or because they're not good enough at something, but it's more like for the girls to be able to move forward or improve as individuals and expand in their lifetime. This forgiveness card is more along these lines of making sure that the girls don't carry those burdens of growth. The burden of not being good enough or feeling like they're lacking something is something that they have to forgive within themselves, so they don't have to carry that burden or carry those fears, so it doesn't become a ghost from the past as it was for what was her name? Hey, I hope I'm saying that right. With this Full Moon in Pisces as well, there's this sense of cleansing their soul and cleansing their energy, but mainly their way of thinking of themselves and the way of thinking of, I guess, whatever they could be upset about. Also, this full moon is talking more along the lines of the end of a chapter. So they're concluding something, and I do feel that this is a way of thinking, a way of feeling, or they're concluding something that's not tangible, basically. And with this Pisces energy, it is something that has brought them a lot of confusion. It is something that has brought them to be under the illusion of something. So, and it could be also related to their emotions. So again, it's not tangible, whatever it's bothering them or whatever was upsetting them. And this forgiveness card is to allow the girls to feel a sense of relief, to be able to let go of old ways of thinking and a mentality that's not serving them right now. Right now, they're focusing on trying to be happy, but I do feel that that emphasis of wanting to be happy and focusing on having fun is the aftermath of a lot of pain and a lot of baggage, that kind of rises up, right? If someone makes the conscious effort of having fun and being happy, is because it was not working out for them for that emotion to come out naturally. That's what I'm trying to get at. So with this forgiveness card is more for the girls to kind of not be too hard on themselves. That's basically it. So I think the next card was this one. So the next card was the first quarter moon in Libra with keep your heart open. So the reason why forgiveness came up was for them to let go of burdens, to open up their heart again, put their walls down, and build stronger boundaries, right? So there's this sense of being able to be themselves, not clam up and close up to future opportunities or future people that have genuinely care and love for them. People that really want them to succeed, people that really want them to grow as individuals and improve their skills, not in the sense of like, oh, you're not good enough, but more in the sense of you have potential, work towards it, right? So there's a sense of trying to be more positive and trying to find an environment that is more positive. So I do feel that these two cards, so the full moon in Pisces and the first quarter moon in Libra, could be working together in a sense to give the advice for the girls to not clam up or shut down people and projects out of fear, and try to have the courage and be brave and overcome those emotions and feelings that brought them a lot of pain, and try to reach a point where they're still, they have strong boundaries in the sense of they're not going to allow to be pushed here and there, but also being able to open up their heart and be genuine with other people. So there's something that they're afraid of, or there's something that worries them, or something that frustrates them, even something that they doubt, that they're open enough to be able to communicate that to other people, because those people could actually be very helpful, and those people could actually be genuinely looking out for their well-being and be able to give them very good advice that they can take on for their life and improve as individuals outside of the industry. And the last card that we have for them with advice and healing is the full moon in Libra with find balance. So there is a sense of having this balance of, I guess, having their walls up to protect themselves, but not to the point that they don't even allow good things to come in and filter through. So I guess having a healthy filter of who has good intentions to actually help them out and who is being a harsh teacher for no reason. And what I mean by a harsh teacher is that it could be someone that is very strict and could be very condescending when they're teaching. And I think there's a difference between being strict and disciplined and then having people that are just mean when they're teaching other people. So in this case, I do feel that I'm talking more about someone that's giving them skills rather than a teacher of like a life teacher. People that we just kind of meet and we encounter lessons and healing from them. So with this full moon in Libra, there's this sense of like the girls, the best advice that there is for NewJeans as a whole is to have balance of being, trying to be positive and optimistic, but also trying to be practical and logical about their goals and what they're doing this year. Also being able to have their walls up and strong boundaries to protect themselves, but then having a very good filter to allow good things to come into their life and not completely close up out of fear, because then they could be losing very good opportunities out there. And if it's meant for them, other opportunities that are equally as good will come back. But it's this sense of like, try not to get in the way of their own selves type of thing, right? So trying to keep that balance of being very discerning of who they're working with and what they're doing, and having a very healthy way of thinking so they don't hold themselves back out of fear. But I think this is just something that they will naturally go through. I don't think they have to force this type of healing on themselves. It's just something to be aware of for the group. But anyway, I will leave that there. I hope you guys liked this. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Seems like the group still has a lot of learning to do. They're doing pretty well right now, but it seems like throughout this year they're gonna have a rough patch because they're just learning how to discern good from bad, I guess. What's beneficial, what is a necessary evil and what isn't, right? So what is a challenge that they can definitely take a couple hits from, and what is a challenge that they can altogether just not even deal with. That's one of the main things that they're learning this year. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one, whenever that is, however that is. Expect individual readings for the group sometime this year, but for now I'm gonna record some other videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Love and healing from my part to you, and bye.